It's now time for another episode of the Offroad Toolbox, a Jeepers guide to everything off-road, powered by Best Price Trailers.
Today's episode is brought to us by Dodge Daytona Chrysler Jeep Ram over there on Tomoka Farms Road with Randy Dye. Also, B&B Fastener and Supply, they've helped us out a lot with tools that we need for teaching, plus out on the trail, and also the trailer that was provided to us by BestBuyTrailers.com.
All right.
So today we're going to talk about advanced navigation.
We'll just go back over navigation because things are changing. Actually, things are evolving all the time.
In fact, didn't they just set up some more satellite stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's going to affect, it won't affect, it'll make it better.
Yes.
So, but yeah, navigation is always fun.
So I get picked on by Rob because in my little kit, I forgot my protractor.
Protractor.
And Rob goes like, well, but a protractor.
But he said that you could use a pencil.
But you could use.
Well, it's usually, you gauge the pencil. You kind of see how long a mile is. It's okay. It's 3 clicks. You mark that on a pencil, and then boom, boom. But you're saying
so. When you have a topographical map,
yeah.
How do you find where you are is usually by MilGrid or MGRS. So those are grid systems.
Okay.
So the grid systems get down to, like 100 yards or 10 yards. So you have to know the numbers, and then you use the protractor to slide over and up, and that's where you find where you are on this map. So without it, it's kind of different. Unless,
wait.
The technology.
It's not like the electronics where it says you are here?
It could no, not at all. And so, but where electronics do come in is if you look on your phone and you pull up, like you'll send your location. Your location is going to be usually in lat long. It'll be in one of several formats. So if you have a grid converter, you can convert those grids to the new numbers, and then you can you'll get into the square. You'll get into a square.
Oh.
But that's
thank God for satellite.
Navigation
right
is so much fun.
Well, so I have to stay current on all this stuff, whether it's maritime or land.
Yeah.
And so even like once a year, I'm always either buying somebody else's book, taking a course, taking an online course, just on because land nav, I don't use it as much as I use navigation on the water. Where navigation on the water is a lot long. It's
always been simple.
It is.
Yeah.
And there
Loran C.
Yep. Or use a divider. Or they're actually bringing back Loran C.
I hope they do.
They are.
Because I still got all my old numbers.
So they're bringing back stuff. So when we're talking about, the biggest thing is Starlink.
Yes.
You can put a Starlink on top of for the overlanders or the people who do serious, really serious off-roading, whether you're a Moab
backcountry
or
up
really
in Alaska.
Yes. I would do the Starlink.
Oh, without a doubt.
And you're seeing more and more first responders, especially in the maritime side, putting Starlinks on their boat. So they have comms way outside their normal radio range.
Right.
With
we
a
can
Starlink.
get, I think it's 25 miles with a VHF or UHF, and that's about it.
And it goes by
depends.
height.
Yep, it goes by height and what kind of, is it raining out over there or, just all depends.
So with the Starlink, they're able to use the Wi-Fi to communicate back and forth when they get out. Actually still stay in radio range to a certain point. And then afterwards, it's going to be either email or text message through the Starlink. And the Starlink will give you your location, too, where you won't need your protractor.
Okay, thank you.
Or your pencil.
Thank God.
Or your pencil.
Good.
Or your pencil. So we talk about, it's and it's something we should stay current on. And I'm always a firm believer. Like I always bring all my stuff in. I believe in maps.
Yes, you do.
And I do. And it's paid off to me several times. The most recent thing is the horrible floods in Texas. So where they lost cell service, they lost everything.
Yeah, like we do here with hurricanes.
So having a map, especially where you can look at the roads, the biggest thing with a topographical map, and they do make like the books, like I have one in my packet, is
Let's see. Hold it up.
Here he goes.
For those of you who are listening, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is at Jeep Beach Official, to see what Bart has. And he's holding up this.
So this is always in my Jeep.
Ancient packet of stuff from the 70s.
It's called a map case.
It's called a map case.
Map
right?
case that's
there's
waterproof.
Maps and there's papers,
there's topographical maps. So the areas that I normally go in, I have it in here.
Okay.
Some of the parks that are in here, some of the state forests that are in here, but or whatever state I'm working in. Like so for Florida, and this poor thing is old.
Like I said, 1970s.
No, it's not that old.
Oh, okay.
But it's a topographical map. So we start getting to the stuff that you wrote. Where you're going to use satellite view, you're going to use topo maps, or you're going to use slope angles.
Yep.
So where you have a lot of runoff water, slope angles and topographical
makes
map.
a lot. I mean,
yes.
Because if you get a lot of rain up in the mountain and you're in a valley that you don't know that it is a valley,
yes.
Guess what? You're going swimming.
And 30-something feet of water in what? A couple hours?
Yeah, it was a couple hours in Texas.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
by the way, we're doing Tunes for Texas. Johnny Nomad has spearheaded this, and we're doing it on August 17th. It's a Sunday, noon to 8 at Destination Daytona, the band shell that they've got back there. The Pavilion is what it is. And a lot of information will be up on the Jeep Beach website.
In fact, I think it's already out there on social media. So.
So
keep an eye out for it.
Tunes for Texas.
It's for a good cause.
Johnny is he's lived there. He lived in that hill country for about 12 years, I think he said. Wow. So he's kind of tied into it. He knows a lot of that area. So he felt the need to do this. And there are drops, and he's got some promos and things like that. They're on Jeep Beach Radio as well. Listen to Jeep Beach Radio for some information on that.
And so getting back into what again, great stuff, but back for the people in Texas. So if I'm operating in an area and I know I can look on the map, I can see with the topographical map by the contour lines where I want to stay out of, but I can see what roads are there. So I can see what roads to stay out of or how to go around.
Right.
But what's also nice though is it also shows trails.
Yes.
So we're off-roaders. Hey, will my Jeep fit in there? Just give me a thumbs up, we're going, right?
Yeah.
So long as, again, we can safely navigate it. And that's some of the things that if you lose your electronics or you lose your things, where, again, we'll just go back to old school, but if it's, for me, wherever I'm operating, like when I go up to North Carolina, I have a North Carolina one. If I go to Georgia, I actually buy one for each, wherever I'm operating on them.
Right, okay.
Just because if roads become blocked, whatever, I want to go around them. And if I understand... We get back into what you're talking about, understanding the terrain.
Right.
Go ahead. No. To me, it's a no-brainer. But
well, too, is on electronics. You really don't see that unless you have an app that gives you the typos.
Exactly.
And if you don't have the typos, all you see is just a single plane. You see right, left, green, whatever.
Or even if you're using satellite. If you're even using satellite, you're not going to see the change in terrain.
Is there some topographical programs on?
So the ones we like to use, go ahead.
Gia and my mind's slipping the second.
Onyx.
Onyx.
Oh,
yes.
Onyx. Okay.
CalTopo. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people that make that make these apps that you can use, and you can actually go. We're talking about the layers. So what layers do you put on your
What do you want to have on there? Do you want mountainous? Do you want just the plains to see where there's dips and valleys?
Yes.
And that's kind is it wooded?
And they're getting better all the time.
Yes.
So for me, actually, I go way back because they have some maps back to the 1800s that you can overlay onto a new area.
Onto a new area to see what's changed and where.
Whenever going exploring, I'll change the layers, and you can change the layers on your map. So you can make them so you can see, and you can overlay maps, layers on your map to make. So to me, it's kind of cool. So I've always, especially when I'm doing law enforcement guys, I'll pull up the oldest map for the area, and then I'll overlay that, and I'll do our trail ride. And I'll actually be using trails that were from the 1800s or 1900s. And then we come across stuff like, hey, wait a minute. This is
this is something that hasn't been seen in a long time versus well-beaten path.
Well-beaten path. And that's just kind of, to me, like I said, that's just always some neat stuff.
But yeah, I mean, we're all getting to the point where we're relying on satellites so much, but we're not looking at the big picture.
Yeah.
Yes, it can get you from point A to point B. You can put in where you want to go, so on and so forth. But if you understand maps, and you can open up a paper map, because there are going to be times when there's storms out there that you're not going to get a signal through. And unless you download the map and you're running on that map.
Correct. Or not only do I download it and I print it.
Yes.
So not only do I put it on usually it's my iPad versus my phone, or I can actually link it to my Garmin GPS, so I can build all this on the computer, and you can do all your whole outlay on your computer, and then you can send it to,
Correct.
or you can share it. So if you're doing a group ride, whatever, I always, after that, I'll print out the map.
See, that's why everybody got mad at me when I got to TRX, because I'm able to do it on the computer,
Yes.
at home,
Yes.
make it all right to where I want it to be,
Yep.
put it on my thing, and I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yep.
And they're like, well, what about us? Well, you know.
But now on so if you look at some of the updates, it should be Bluetooth shareable.
Yes.
So again, and this is not throttles and triggers are my forte, but I'm learning more and more, even being a grumpy old guy.
Yeah. That's two of us.
So then you can when you download it onto whatever, like in yours,
right.
or even like on my Garmin or my other things.
I think it's GSX is
Yes.
what mine
Yep.
converts to
Yep.
and passes back and forth.
And then you can Bluetooth it to another device,
Correct.
and then they have that whole trail system.
Well, too, is they're getting the programs now to where you're able to pull just about any format into
Correct.
the program. So
Yes.
that's a big plus. It used to be, Garmin had theirs.
Yeah, they did Basecamp is their big one they use.
And their file format was XYZ.
Yes.
This other one, they did BCD.
Yep.
So they weren't interchangeable, but now everybody's getting to a point where there's a standard, kind of like PDFs.
Yes, yes,
That PDFs, everybody should be able to open a PDF nowadays.
true.
So that's kind of where our mapping systems are going to.
And I'll tell people, I'll always tell you, print it out. Print it out, put it in a gallon Ziploc bag, put it in a bag so it's waterproof, have it. But the also nice thing is you can, on some of these trail ones, they'll even put hazards. So
Yes.
people can update and say, hey, wait a minute, this there's a bigger gully now, or this is washed out. And you can actually put that, and then when you start getting to it, you can mark that as a hazard.
Onyx. Right now I'm kind of
He's playing with it.
playing with the Onyx map on
Yep.
the iPhone.
Yes,
So
but you're in
kinda-
satellite view, which satellite view, again, I use them all, and I'll go back and forth and through them because I want different views for different things. But I'm so used to using topographical maps, topo maps, that I can see more
Oh,
with
yeah.
it.
You know what? Here they do have an option for that.
Yes.
But
Yes.
that's the paid option.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's the upgrade option.
Yeah, if you go with Onyx, you get the Mac Daddy. I think it's $99 for a year.
For a
It's
year.
worth it, and you get everything.
Yeah.
So
And for us, so I have 3 or 4 different systems because it depends on who I'm working with.
Okay.
So like the fire service, they use Avenza. Okay. Another group was going to use Gaia. Another group uses, a big search and rescue groups use CalTopo. So I'll have different, and they're all learning.
And do you have all of them?
Yes, sir, I do. I actually have like 7.
You pay for those?
Yes, sir, I do.
Oh, wow.
Well, I write them off for my company.
Okay, good deal.
But now some of them are just $29 a year.
Okay.
Right.
But then when you start going up and up and up, and
But
oh,
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, you're
just
talking about
depending on
4 different ones.
oh yeah, it adds
You
up
know,
quick. You could
yeah.
be I think Onyx is the most expensive.
Onyx is like $99 for the Mac
99.
Daddy for a year.
Yeah.
In fact, I just picked it up. They go on sale all the time.
Yes.
They just did a 50% off, and I picked it up for like $40.
And then you can get like the Gaia, the good one, and that's like $40 or $49 a year. So there's a bunch of. For us, this is what we do. So we go out there. So it's also we're responsible for people, and we
Right.
take them out there. So granted, the beach ride is not so bad. We don't have to
No.
worry about it.
Point A to point B.
Yep. But some other places that we go, it's
Well, like Ocala. I mean,
yes.
granted it's flat and all that, but you can get twisted around and get just.
So every time I'm teaching, and again, I'll pick on FWC. I pick on them a lot. I'll tell them, mark the trailhead.
Yep.
Tell them to mark the trailhead, and they don't mark the trailhead, and then I'll take them way out. But they're already trails I've already driven because I always go through, always in advance, always drive the trails, look for hazards, look for things, set everything up. So, but I know at the point I'm going to say, all right, you take us to the next location, but they didn't mark the trailhead.
Right. No.
So where can we get those paper versions of the maps of those?
You can print it right out. So now a lot of these you can order online.
Okay.
But now if you have if you draw your own route, whether you use Onyx, or Gaia, CalTopo, any of these other ones, you can actually, after you draw, you can start on your computer. You actually start on your computer, you do your route, you save that file, then you can download it either by cable, usually it's cable or Bluetooth,
Right.
to your device or to your phone.
Okay.
And then once you do that, you can also then hit print from your computer, and you can actually print the map out with Now, what do you want to use? Do you want to use lat long, or do you want to use the military grids or any of the other grid systems?
Right. Okay.
And that's right on the map, so you can then locate and find things.
Right.
But too, and here's something else. I mean, it's the worst thing that could happen is you lose your vehicle. How are you getting out?
But I carry a handheld.
Not everybody does.
So
that's why we're saying print it out and carry it with you.
Oh, excellent. Because yes, I do carry. Actually, my handheld GPS is the Garmin Montana 700 or whatever it is now. With the InReach, but that's always I can plug that in and work it as a car unit, or I can just use it. But I download my files onto it. And the number one thing is turn on your breadcrumbs.
Yes, without a doubt.
Turn on your tracking cookies, because that means wherever you go, it leaves a little mark on your GPS.
Okay.
So if you need to turn around and go back or find your way back, you can
see which way your arrow was going in.
Correct.
You can just go opposite of what it was.
Yes, and just follow the red. It's going to be red or blue.
Red, blue.
Yep.
Popcorn.
Yep. You just find the little crumbs that bring you away all the way back, and and when you're out there, if you find a hazard, take your time, stop, mark it as a waypoint, and put in what it is.
You know what a lot of people like to do is geocache. Remember
Yes.
that?
It's the same thing.
Yes, it's very much similar.
Except they're getting what GPS coordinates. Then they then they figure out the puzzle or whatever, mark it. They do their thing. They leave their mark, and then they go on to the next.
Correct. And then there's the whole treasure hunting thing. The one got found, but there's another guy that's got these treasures hidden all over the country in national parks.
Really?
Yeah, and some of them are worth a couple $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
There was one here in Florida in St. Augustine that was worth $1 million.
No, really?
Yep.
See, there would have been that new Jeep for you.
Well.
Yep, it was kind of cool. So, I mean, there's all types of, but navigation is always evolving, ever changing. But it's going to come back to, it can come back to, again, so if you lose everything. It's going to
come back to paper.
Or the paper, and if you have a compass, like I always carry a compass. Mm-hmm. Now I'm map and compass, I'm getting my way home.
Yes.
And especially, it looks real simple. Till you get out to some of the trails and look at the Ocala trails we could do. You can come to an intersection where there can be, if you're lucky, 2 trails, but you can have up to 6 or 8 little side trails.
Branches off.
And then if somebody's been through there afterwards, you're not backtracking over your tracks because
you're lost.
You're lost.
And you don't have cell phone.
A lot of places you don't have a cell phone service.
So
and you didn't bring your Starlink.
Nope.
And you don't have a WeBoost, which is a satellite or a cell phone signal booster. I mean, those are all things that if you're going to go away, especially the overlanders understand this, but the other people,
the weekenders, they don't really get it sometimes because they're out there for just a couple few hours,
a
day, half a day.
They think,
but all it takes is one little thing.
In our other episodes, we're going to talk about field expedient repairs.
Yes.
So then, again,
so we can get home.
All these things. Yeah. Or then how do you send, your location to SOS stuck in Florida, wherever, you need all, but again, you're going to need cell phone service.
And if you don't have cell phone service, you ain't getting no help.
Unless you're hiking to someplace to get,
Or you leave a drive plan, AKA a float plan.
Yes.
Even though you're going out with a group, always let somebody know where you're going.
The family. So. It's the same thing with that. Let's see what else you put. We got with that one.
We got the interpretation, off-road.
Trailheads, always mark that.
I think we basically got it all.
We got this, Starlink, InReach.
We're gonna have to do a class for people to understand.
Yes.
Whether it be a video online or in person.
Or a fun day. We'll do a fun day and do a trail ride and make them go out and do it.
I've got all kinds of fun things in my mind.
Oh, I know, and nobody's doing that. I mean, it's just navigation. Now, all my kids had to learn land and sea navigation, including my 12-year-old who now hates it. When he was 10 years old, Dad, this is cool. But now, yes, I have a young kid, so now it's like, that's not cool anymore. But it is.
It'll come back to him.
It's just one of those things. We'll just stay with it, and that's one of the. Now, my wife, forget it, but my kids. And actually, we used to do the thing where I'd bring them in the woods, and they would have the map and compass.
Okay, get out.
No, I would keep an eye on them. I keep an eye on them. They had to find their way back. Yeah. And it's always
been there, done that.
I know, but and they know Dad's or I'll be there, and I let them lead, and they got to do everything. I mean, I don't leave them completely until they get older, but when they're younger, I'll just Take us out of here.
Yeah, when I was in Scouts, they did that to us.
Oh, that was, Ken, a great lesson all the time in Scouts. That was a rite of passage.
Yes, it was. Fun times.
Oh, yes. And again, you just, remember blazing, marking trees, how to do all that stuff, putting ribbons, putting markers out, marking your trails.
Yep.
Interesting thing, when you're out and you see something that doesn't belong in nature, usually a person's put it there.
Question is, how long ago?
So the other thing is it somebody throwing litter out, or is it a poacher
marking a spot,
marking spots, or marking things,
or marking a trailhead,
or there's people who do mark. You'll see their trailheads marked differently. And for those that know what Karens are, and that's not the female you don't like that's always giving you a hard time, those are using rocks to do trail markers. And they're ancient. They go back to way back to Native American Indians did it to mark trails. But if you get out any of the woods, especially if you get up into North Carolina, Virginia, New England, look at some of the old trees and see if you see, it's called a blaze, where they've scraped a tree on a side, and that's how they marked their trails. So now when they actually did it was probably at 6 foot height. And now that's going to be
probably up to 20, 40.
Yes.
Or even not there.
Yeah, maybe not there, but you can see the scraping on the bark where they peeled the bark off. So. And again, that'll give you some reference of things to look for.
It's fun stuff. I mean, don't be afraid to learn, guys. It could be a matter of life and death. It can keep you safe.
Yes.
And it's a good knowledge.
Yes.
So, you got anything else?
I think hopefully he enjoys it. Hope we do some more fun stuff. We keep talking about doing a nav course. We need to do. We're going to talk about it for Cracker Ranch. We were going to actually map out Cracker Ranch one time and make it fun. And every time we get sidetracked,
we get here.
I'm not going to say that, but we get sidetracked.
We're here.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of hard unless we take all this out there with us.
We got to do something, or actually, go out and map it one day for the all the team leaders and all the volunteers that make it up. Besides just
the main trails.
Mark all the main trails, make it fun, and then make it part of the off-road recovery stuff we do.
We got Jeep Freedom coming up too next July.
That's what I meant to talk about. Cool. That's what. Yeah, we have to somehow bamboozle the way up there.
There's some trails there that are like, okay. I mean, that's.
I'm sure they're marked.
Yeah.
Again, I'm used to getting thrown. Just throw me in there and give me a compass and a map, or actually give me some points. And
let me just look at a satellite view, and I'm like, okay, now I know where I'm at. Let's go.
Yep.
Cool.
So,
all
right, guys. With that, we appreciate y'all listening in. If you're listening in, make sure to go over to YouTube, and vice versa. If you're on YouTube, come on over to the podcast and listen in, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, everybody.
Be safe.
And there you have it. Don't you feel smarter now? We'll drop more knowledge on you soon. Thanks for listening to the Off-Road Toolbox, powered by Best Price Trailers.